Alright guys, welcome back to another trailer reaction. Here we are to do a reaction to Logan trailer. Logan. So that looks wonderful.
Sure.
The only thing that like this is not even a problem with the story, it's a problem with just it itself. I just don't like the idea of it being this soon into the future when all this shit is going down. This should have happened much later on in life.
Yeah, I wish I hadn't seen so much of this flying around stuff either, like in the trailer. Or even her claws. Like, there's a couple of fake outs earlier in the trailer, so I thought they just still were not going to show it the whole time. So it's the usual problem of trailers giving away too much always, or something like that.
There's always
the
bullshit.
General problem. Nothing specific to this, really.
I do wonder though if X-23 is going to have the claws in the feet as well, because I haven't seen those yet, and that's one of my favorite parts about her. I do want that to be in the movie. I want that to be a thing. I also would love if somehow this could end, properly, where Wolverine's healing power comes back working to its full potential. I know that's not going to happen, and because I know he's like, I'm not doing more of these or whatnot.
Okay, I like the outside of the story.
Yeah, so like my biggest issues with this are, of course, last Hugh Jackman Wolverine.
Yeah.
And just that, like, it's seemingly taking place in like 20 years from now. Like it's not...
Okay, right. So obviously, similar to the Civil War thing, right? We're doing away with the whole idea of like it's gonna invoke the comic or something. It's like it's not even called Old Man Logan. It's just called Logan. Whatever, it's fine. He looks great in it though, and it's just set in the desert, which I guess is like a post-apocalypse.
But like some of my coolest things, like the memories from like the comics, I love when Wolverine like talks to people and goes like I knew your father or your grandfather or whatever, like things like that. Like I think it's just so cool because like he's around forever. He's like hundreds of years old.
Right.
But in this, clearly like that's like he's at the end of that lifespan. But like I don't know what's canon and what's not anymore because they show him he was around in like the Civil War in the beginning of the Wolverine movie. So. He'd still be like, old, but he's tapered off and dying. And then in the other Wolverine movie, like his powers got taken away. But I forget if that happened before or after he got sent back in time because now he has like they've butchered and went back and forth so much. And who knows just what's what anymore with anything. But it still looks like a great flick.
Yeah,
I'm interested to see what it is.
We saw like the smaller trailer, like teaser trailer, and that. I probably liked that more than this, maybe. I don't know. But it looks so cool. And this one shows you, it looks like they're making good on like this. Is it rated R? Is that like confirmed?
It is confirmed rated R.
All right, because it looks great. Like there's a bunch of stabbing and shit happening or whatever.
Most definitely. I love when he's not okay, and then he steals some shit and walks away.
Right, so like emphasize that, well, the stealing was fine, but don't be fucking like...
yeah, you can't hurt people.
Or maybe just exposing yourself or whatever. And they drop a thing in there nonchalantly. X-Men comics now exist in the X-Men universe?
Yes.
Is that happening?
Well, and it's him wearing the yellow uniform that we've like not really ever seen him in.
Yeah. So
you saw like I think there's a deleted scene where you see the yellow uniform.
From the...
but he never dons it, I don't believe.
In like one of the other movies? There's a deleted scene? Yeah. I don't know.
Like a case opens up or whatever, and you see the yellow, or I forget how it worked out, but I remember it.
And they just left in like the line about what do you want, yellow spandex?
Well, yeah, that's in the X2, or is that it's the first
that's
one
or two. Who's this bad guy that's like I want the girl? Is he supposed to be Powers?
I don't know who that is.
All right, but
they've not given me enough information on this, and I've not done any Googling because I don't do that.
Yeah, fuck that. This looks like the coolest because I want Patrick Stewart talking to Hugh Jackman. And
I just don't like that Patrick Stewart's still alive at the time when Wolverine's like, I'm going to be dying soon.
There was no other way to time it so that they could both be alive and talk to each other.
No, and I know, but I just would not have done that. I would have been like, nope, he's gone. Oh, it's a hologram that he taped for him. He talks to that, or, he downloaded his consciousness into a robot. Whatever you want to do, I don't care.
There's a chip in his head, and that projects an image of him.
The Landra and the Shire Empire has put him into this robotic body where he still possesses his powers, some bullshit. They could have done anything. This is fucking America.
Yeah. I'm in, though. So, in all these thumbnails, everyone's pointing out the blood on their knuckles. Like it's going to be, whenever you finish watching a video on the internet now, there's a million videos of like, the 8 things you missed from the fucking thing, and every thumbnail is just big red arrows, pointing to their knuckles and how they're bloody and all that stuff. I assume they're gonna mention the thing of their healing and like it's probably their own blood from the cutting.
There's
skin
two ways to
stuff.
take that, and they could go either way. Is that one? It is physically cutting through their skin, and if especially if his healing factor is slowed, there might be blood. But then part two is there's still giant knives coming out of his hand, and if I were to stab you and then retract my claws, your blood's not going away. I don't magically clean up. It's not like I pull out a napkin and go like this, like I'm in Scooby-Doo, and all of a sudden the mud's gone.
It's not like knives come out of this one and wet naps come out of that one.
Yeah.
No,
so I wouldn't even have a problem with that regardless.
I would describe, well, I don't know if people have a problem with it, but I would describe it like you just expertly did as inconclusive. I'm sure everyone's jumping to this thing of like, oh, look at this. I'm like, I don't know if you can even, I'm sure he's punching people. Something happening.
Yeah. Just in general, everyone he fights should be soaked in blood.
Basically.
Theirs, and then his, he'd get a little bit of that on him.
Yeah, so,
The beauty of a melee fighter. But I do love she has like this 11 quality of like the look, and I'm like, yeah, kill some bitches.
Right, badass little chick, Patrick Stewart, Hugh Jackman,
like,
in the desert.
There's a scene right then where she slashes a dude's throat, and her hand then gets coated in his blood.
Yes.
So I would be like, there's my, you can go either way on this completely.
Right, so don't freak out about the fucking whatever, either way about it. So
they're in the desert. It's not a place to clean up,
Oh, just caked on sand and all of your bloody whatevers?
Pretty much.
All right, so I assume this is 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, I definitely want to see this.
Are we going to the theater for this one?
Yeah, Wolverine's always a theater.
Then we have to go to the theater for this.
Yeah.
At least twice.
Theatrical, bam. So we'll check out Wolverine. What is this, March 3rd?
So honestly, and I forgot to say it in the midst of everything else. That was my best. That's my favorite moment in the trailer is when it pops up and says March 3rd, because we're almost done with January.
Yeah.
And March 3rd is soon as fuck, and I'm super.
Well, yeah, especially the 3rd of March, because that means we only have to make it through 1 month.
And it's the shortest month. It's perfect.